Japan has the longest healthy lifespan of any country on Earth. Okinawa has more people over 100 years old per capita than anywhere else in the world. Scientists have spent decades studying why. The answers keep coming back to plants. Specific plants consumed daily that activate longevity pathways modern medicine is only beginning to understand. Today, I am showing you 10 of them. Let's get into it. Plant 1 Matcha. The EGCG longevity elixir matcha is not just green tea, it is the entire leaf ground into powder, delivering 10 times more active compounds than brewed tea. Japanese Buddhist monks have consumed it for over 800 years for mental clarity and longevity. EGCG in matcha activates SIRT1, a longevity gene regulating cellular aging, DNA repair, and metabolic efficiency. Population studies consistently show green tea consumption is associated with significantly lower mortality from cardiovascular disease, cancer, and all-cause mortality. EGCG also reduces telomeres, shortening the biological clock, determining how many times your cells can divide. Drink 1 to 2 cups of ceremonial-grade matcha daily for the concentrated longevity compound Japanese monks have trusted for 8 centuries. Think of it as the 800-year monastic medicine that modern longevity science keeps confirming was exactly right. Plant 2 Shiso. The anti-inflammatory leaf Shiso, Japanese perilla, is a herb consumed daily across Japan as both food and medicine for centuries. Ancient Japanese physicians understood it as one of the most important anti-inflammatory and longevity medicines available. Perilla frutescens contains rosmarinic acid and luteolin compounds, with powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Studies confirm Shiso reduces systemic inflammation markers, improves allergy symptoms by inhibiting histamine release, and has neuroprotective effects relevant to brain aging. Research shows Shiso consumption is associated with reduced risk of inflammatory diseases and metabolic syndrome. Chronic inflammation is the primary biological driver of aging-related disease. Shiso addresses it daily through food. Consume fresh Shiso leaves regularly in food or make Shiso tea for daily anti-inflammatory longevity support. Think of it as the Japanese kitchen herb, fighting the inflammation driving premature aging at every single meal. Plant 3 Burdock root. The blood purifier burdock root gobo in Japanese has been consumed as both food and medicine in Japan for over 1,000 years. Traditional Japanese medicine prescribed it specifically for blood purification, skin health, and liver support. Artium lapa root contains inulin, mucilage, and polyacetylenes with documented anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and liver protective effects. Studies show burdock extract improves liver function markers, reduces oxidative stress, and has prebiotic effects on gut microbiome composition. Research confirms antimicrobial activity and support for the detoxification pathways responsible for clearing metabolic waste that accumulates with aging. Eat burdock root as a vegetable or drink burdock root tea for consistent liver support and metabolic detoxification. Think of it as the 1,000-year Japanese blood medicine that modernity accidentally preserved by keeping it on restaurant menus. Plant 4 wasabi. The neuroprotector real wasabi, not the green-dyed horseradish served in most sushi restaurants, is one of the most medicinally significant plants in traditional Japanese medicine. Authentic Wasabi japonica has been used for over 1,000 years for digestive health and mental clarity preservation. Wasabi contains isothiocyanates that activate the NRF2 pathway, the master cellular defense system against oxidative stress and inflammation. NRF2 activation protects neurons, reduces brain inflammation, and activates the cellular detoxification systems that decline with aging. Studies show wasabi extract protects against neurodegeneration and has significant anti-cancer properties. Consume authentic wasabi root regularly for NRF2 activation and neuroprotective benefits unavailable in imitation wasabi products. Think of it as the authentic Japanese condiment that activates your cell's master defense system against aging. Plant 5 Turmeric. The Okinawan inflammation solution. While turmeric is primarily associated with Indian cuisine, it has been used in Okinawan cooking for centuries, and longevity researchers Studying Okinawan centenarians consistently identify it as a key dietary factor, distinguishing the longest-lived populations. Curcumin reduces the chronic low-grade inflammation that Japanese longevity researchers call inflammaging, the gradual increase in systemic inflammation driving virtually every age-related disease. Okinawan centenarians show dramatically lower inflammaging markers than age-matched populations elsewhere. The consistent daily consumption of anti-inflammatory foods throughout a lifetime, not dramatic interventions, is what produces the Okinawan longevity advantage. Add turmeric with black pepper to food daily for the anti-inflammaging effect Okinawan centenarians have been demonstrating for generations. Think of it as the daily inflammation tax reduction that compounds into decades of additional healthy life. Hit that like button and subscribe. Every week we uncover the longevity knowledge that the world's longest-lived populations have been practicing for centuries. The next 5 plants include the centenarian's daily vegetable. Keep going. Plant 6 bitter melon. The centenarian's vegetable bitter melon is one of the most consistently consumed vegetables among Okinawan centenarians, and longevity researchers studying the 100-year-olds of Okinawa have identified carotene and momorticin as compounds likely responsible for its remarkable metabolic effects. Momordica carrantia activates AMPK, the cellular energy sensor, regulating glucose metabolism and cellular maintenance. AMPK activation mimics the metabolic effects of caloric restriction, the most reliably life-extending intervention ever discovered in biology. Multiple studies confirm bitter melon improves insulin sensitivity, reduces blood sugar, and activates longevity pathways associated with extended healthy lifespan. The people living longest on Earth eat this vegetable regularly. That observation deserves serious attention. Eat bitter melon as a vegetable, or take extract for AMPK activation and centenarian-associated metabolic benefits. Think of it as the vegetable on the plate of almost every Okinawan person who has lived to see their 100th birthday. Plant 7 miso from fermented soy. The gut longevity-linked miso fermented soybean paste has been consumed daily in Japan for over 1,000 years as both food and medicine. Japanese physicians prescribed miso soup for digestive health, recovery from illness, and longevity. Fermented miso contains live beneficial bacteria, short-chain fatty acids, and isoflavones that collectively support gut microbiome diversity, the factor longevity researchers increasingly identify as the most important predictor of healthy aging. Population studies consistently show daily miso consumption is associated with reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, and all-cause mortality. Consume miso soup daily for probiotic, prebiotic, and isoflavone longevity benefits. Think of it as the 1,000-year fermented medicine that Japanese physicians already knew was essential before microbiome science existed to explain why. Plant 8 Ashitaba. The chalcone plant Ashitaba, tomorrow's leaf, is a plant native to Japanese islands, whose name comes from the belief that if you cut a leaf today, tomorrow a new one grows. Japanese island communities have consumed it as food and medicine for centuries, specifically for vitality and longevity. Angelica kaisuke contains chalcone-specific flavonoid compounds that activate autophagy, the cellular self-cleaning process, removing damaged proteins and organelles. Autophagy declines significantly with aging, and its impairment is associated with neurodegeneration, cancer, and metabolic disease. Studies confirm Ashitaba chalcones stimulate autophagy and extend lifespan in model organisms. Drink Ashitaba tea, or consume the plant as a vegetable for consistent autophagy activation and cellular longevity support. Think of it as the plant whose name describes its most powerful property, the capacity to keep renewing day after day. Plant 9 Resveratrol from Japanese knotweed. The longevity activator Japanese knotweed Fallopian japonica is the richest natural source of resveratrol on Earth. Traditional Japanese medicine used it for circulatory health and inflammation for centuries. Resveratrol activates SIRT1 and other sirtuins, the longevity genes regulating DNA repair, cellular maintenance, and metabolic efficiency. These are the same genes activated by caloric restriction, the intervention that extends healthy lifespan in every organism ever studied. Harvard longevity researcher David Sinclair has described resveratrol as one of the most promising longevity compounds in existence. Take standardized Japanese knotweed extract or trans resveratrol supplements for sirtuin activation and caloric restriction, mimicking longevity effects. Think of it as the molecule that tells your cells to activate the same protective programs that the longest-lived people on Earth have always activated. Plant 10 Noni. The adaptogenic island medicine Noni morinda citrifolia has been used as medicine across Pacific Island and Japanese island communities for over 2,000 years. Traditional healers used it for injuries, infections, digestive problems, and as a general longevity tonic. Noni contains proxaronine, scopolamine, and various anthraquinones with documented adaptogenic, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant effects. Studies show Noni fruit juice reduces oxidative stress markers, improves immune function, and has demonstrable anti-inflammatory effects. Research confirms analgesic properties and immune-modulating effects consistent with traditional use. Drink pure Noni juice in small daily amounts for adaptogenic immune support and anti-inflammatory longevity benefits. Think of it as the 2,000-year island medicine that Pacific healers trusted for everything, because it genuinely supported everything. 10 plants: matcha, shiso, burdock, wasabi, turmeric, bitter melon, miso, ashitaba, resveratrol, noni. 10 plants from the culture that has solved the problem every human faces: how to live longer in full health. Japan did not achieve the world's longest healthy lifespan by accident. These plants are a significant part of that answer. Smash that like button. Subscribe for more longevity knowledge every week. See you in the next one.